Good afternoon everyone, it's the 28th of February 2013. Okay, just as we started to see a little bit of sunshine in southeast Queensland, it looks like it will be short-lived. Coming through New South Wales currently and into Western Queensland is yet another upper trough and surface trough combination, delivering very heavy rainfall to parts of central parts of New South Wales. They've had a severe weather warning in place there for heavy rainfall, possibly leading to flash flooding throughout, I think it was yesterday and today, in Victoria. This is heading east and north into Queensland. Okay, that's your current satellite and radar imagery there, showing it progressing towards the east and north. But we'll go on to the Charleville sector radar. You can see that it is starting to affect areas around Charleville, Cunnamulla, Balonne, heading towards St George and Roma. There's been some thunderstorms out there this afternoon. This area is expected to receive some reasonable rainfalls from this system. We'll move on to that now. Okay, here is the 4-day total from Wattle or BOM, the PME, the totals. You can see the extensive rain area that is forecast to affect New South Wales. Okay, there's areas of 100 mil there. On the coast, a small area of 150, and it also extends up into to Queensland, where 4-day accumulation totals, especially through eastern Warrego and Maranoa, western Darling Downs, central Highlands and Coalfields, up there, and then up onto the coastal areas between, say, Mackay, Fraser, down over SEQ. There could be some pretty reasonable rainfall totals in this area as well. It's a 4-day accumulation. I'm going to break it down day for day for you and zoom in on Queensland. This is today. You can see the areas around the southwest border of Queensland that are starting to fire up with a bit of rain and storm activity. Okay, this will extend east and increase overnight. If we flick through to Friday's accumulation totals, you can see that over the eastern Maranoa and Warrego, Darling Downs and into New South Wales around Moree, Gundawindi, St George up to Roma, there could be falls there of 100 mil. They may exceed 100 mil if you're under a thunderstorm in these areas. So there could be some flash flooding there, and obviously some river and creek rises through this southern central part of Queensland as this ramps up into tomorrow. It will push through towards the coast with some isolated showers and storms and late rain areas entering into the southeast parts, eastern parts of the Darling Downs, Toowoomba, Warwick. You can see the colour shading in the map, and also extend north. Okay, that's Friday. Let's go on to Saturday and have a look at the rainfall. Saturday is going to be wet for pretty much all of eastern parts of Queensland. The upper trough stalls as well. It does move around slowly across southern Queensland. The surface trough washes out. It doesn't actually push through off the coast, so you've got Saturday being wet as well. You can see the totals there down around SEQ, up to 50 mil. Again, you're starting to get accumulative totals of 150 over Darling Downs, western Darling Downs, because they had 100 mil the day before, if they did have 100. And then it pushes up northeast towards Rockhampton, Gladstone, Emerald districts, and sort of just clips Mackay. We're keeping a close eye on this area. There's some pretty heavy rainfall totals that keep wanting to be forecast in this area as a possible low spins up just on the coast here. Right, so that's for Saturday. On Sunday you can start to see that, well, there's still widespread instability over eastern Queensland. You've still got an upper level feature over the southern half and a surface trough that's washed out. In other words, it's not pushing through. Hopefully lighter falls in SEQ. But then from the Sunshine Coast north, you can see that again there's up to 50 mils forecast. In and around Rocky, just off the coast, 100. And in towards, or between, say, St Lawrence there, there's a bit of a bullseye target starting to develop with some high rate rainfalls. On Monday, we are keeping a very close eye on Sunshine Coast, Gympie to Brisbane on Monday. There's a few models that are starting to predict areas of 100 mils for 24 hours in that area, or it's 4 to 5 days away, so we won't be alarmed yet. And obviously, look, we handled 200 mil through there the other day, so if we can get away with 100, the water should have well and truly drained away by Monday, and we'll be okay. Maybe just a little bit of flash flooding there. I will zoom in on that and show you that. You can see that that's your area of 100 mil, pretty much Sunshine Coast. It's a small area at the moment. Areas of 50 around Gympie. Alright, 3-hour precipitation forecast from BSCH, or the GFS model, starting at 4 PM this afternoon. I'll progress through the timeline in 6-hour blocks. You can see the surface and upper level trough moving across the southern part of the state, increasing in intensity and rainfall. There's bullseye targets there around 60 or 70 mil in 3 hours at 10 AM tomorrow morning. So, you know, the next 24 hours for parts of the and Darling Downs, Maranoa are going to be pretty wet. There could be some flash flooding, and again mentioned if there's accumulative totals in there, we could see some river and stream flooding. Progressing through to 4 PM Friday, it does push east and northeast, okay, up towards the Mackay, Rockhampton region, into SEQ as well. But because it sort of remains stationary and washed out through eastern Queensland, in other words, it doesn't push off the coast entirely, that's 10 PM Saturday. You can see there's still precipitation and rainfall occurring over pretty much all of eastern Queensland. Sunday 10 AM, you've still got precipitation over much of eastern Queensland, and out to Monday at 4 AM. And then 4 PM Monday, it does start to settle down, but you've still got showers and crap still going, so we mightn't see sunny for weeks. Who knows, we haven't seen it for weeks now. We may as well just put the sunnies away. Alrighty, yeah, so I'm getting a little bit sick of forecasting rain. I'd rather chase a storm than forecast this crap, but anyway, we'll do it. Because it's in everybody's interest what the hell is going on with all this rainfall. Alright, so now 850 winds. These are winds in the 3,000 feet. You can see the surface trough marked there this afternoon at 4 PM through southwest Queensland. You know, look at all the moisture feeding into this area from offshore, down in over the Darling Downs and Maranoa, waiting for this trough to move through so that it can utilise. 4 AM tomorrow morning, you can see that this area of low-level winds actually increases. It's ripping in there. Gundawindi, St George, Roma, Moree, smashing the moisture into this upper level feature that's coming through. That's why you're going to get absolutely hammered with quite some heavy rainfall over those regions. And then it's starting to spin up a surface low. Alright, you can see that there. This is 4 PM tomorrow afternoon. Again, it's still ripping in all this moisture into the eastern side, so you'd expect some reasonable totals along this leading front, wrapping back around down the southern flank also. 4 AM Saturday, it does move to the north. You've still got this onshore flow ripping into the north. It's like a surface trough now. It's becoming very messy. You've got onshore winds over Brisbane feeding in as well, so further rainfall. I've already been through the rainfall. Trying to push a surface low up here around Mackay, alright, ripping in over Rockhampton, Bundaberg, Gympie, all that moisture getting smashed into that area. Smashed in because it is. It's not coming in too gently, it's fairly hammering it in, so that's why those rainfall totals are being reflected. And then 4 AM on Sunday morning, it's still pulling all this moisture on shore. When will it go away? I'm sick of it. It's good for people over western parts of Queensland. They certainly need it, and New South Wales have certainly need it. But anywhere Mackay South down to Sydney really want it to bugger off. We can't see an end in sight just quite yet. However, we don't expect there to be too much in the way of flooding because this is spread out over a few days. We will keep an eye out for isolated flash flood areas, and obviously in the western parts we'll watch the rivers out there as totals might accumulate in the next few days. This is the upper level feature. This is at about 40,000 feet. You can see the low circulation there over southern Queensland on Friday, tomorrow afternoon. There's your upper low spinning around over southern Queensland, giving us the upper level support and instability required to produce rain, storms and whatever, with all that moisture feeding in that I showed you on the previous map, and it just hangs around. Okay, this is the Wonderground map, this is the EC model, and this is the MSL from now. You can see areas over Western Queensland, Charleville to Roma are forecast for some rainfall out there. This is current. What I will do is I'll progress through an automated loop, and I'll zoom back out so that you can see the automated loop over the coming days. Okay, it transfers through towards the east, increases with rainfall intensities across the downs, shoots up towards the north, gives them a fair drink between, say, Emerald and Rocky, and then spits out off the coast around Gympie, Rockhampton, and then hangs around. You can see the rest of the of Queensland is still under the influence of showers and storms and rain areas on Sunday, and then continuing on Monday. Light pink is basically showers. Into the green, you're starting to get an inch of rain, and it just keeps going. That's out to Tuesday. You've still got showers around, and it begins to settle down after Tuesday. However, I do expect that the focus of the heavy rainfall will be tomorrow into the Darling Downs. Alright, you can see the heavy rainfall area shifting northeast towards Rockhampton between Emerald and Rocky. That there actually has precip totals of up to 3 inches in 6 hours, so I have to keep an eye on those areas up there. It's all a bit of a juggle at the moment. There's a lot of moisture around, there's a lot of instability. There's one thing for sure and certain, is that the Downs, east of Maranoa, Warrego, down into New South Wales central parts, they're going to get a really decent drink out of this. It's not going to hurt them. They haven't had rain out there for a while. They've had river flooding come through, but pretty much areas west of Dalby to Inglewood have been quite dry of recent, especially Roma. Hello to Shane out there, he's been screaming at me, when is he going to get rain? Well, this is the go, mate, she's coming. And that's about it. That's about all I can tell you at the moment. I'll do some more videos. I'm off work till Monday, so I'll be able to do a few more video forecast updates, and obviously on-page updates with pictures and text. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Share and tag the video out to whoever you think might be interested.